Welcome to the Greek to Us podcast with your hosts Mantha Balourdu
and Anita Adamu.
Hello, Anita. You look hot.
Oh my God, not as hot.
Are you going on a
as
date?
you. I'm going on a date with you.
Oh, nice. Where are we going?
I have some ideas.
You will tell me later.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm not going to reveal them.
Yes. We don't want the stalkers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I hope they're far from my street, your ideas.
Far from your neighborhood. Not too far. Not too far.
Okay.
So, Mantha, we're back.
And we're going to talk about dating, right?
Yes, we're going to talk about dating.
Okay. Should I ask or you will make the question first?
Oh, you can do whatever
Tell
you
me
want.
about, let's start from the positive. Tell me
Yes.
your best dating experience. The one you will never forget. The one you can't compare with anything.
And
If there is, of course.
I don't think I have one.
You can always create.
You know, one that comes to my mind was a nice day spent at some hot springs. And just having fun in nature and then having some lunch.
With clothes or not?
In
nature.
without. Yeah, the good part was that it was without. And it happened to be, alone in hot springs.
Mm-hmm.
And
There were also plants and medicines.
no. Plant medicine, no. Plants, yes. And some blue dragonflies, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good
That
date.
was, that was nice. I don't know. I haven't gone to too many dates in my life for some reason because I was either in a relationship or not looking to date. How about you? Can you think of, you want to talk about the best date or the worst date?
Well, I don't know what was the best and what was the worst. I had a lot of good and a lot of bad experiences. I think the best one, right? That's a good question. I think it was the one I told you about. The person that was really there for me. He was trying to know that what we are going to do or the time we're going to spend is going to be something that I am going to enjoy. So he would ask me, like a week, we would date every weekend. And in the beginning of the week, he would start like asking me questions about where do I want to go? What do I like to do? What do I like to wear? He was even helping me to choose my outfit.
Oh, nice.
And he was there to really enjoy the time and make sure I enjoy. He was not there to just like go on another date. You could feel his presence was
Yeah.
for you.
Sounds rare these days.
And yes, it was very rare. And now I feel like crying that I remember it. I love dancing. So not many men are really open to dancing. Although he was very masculine and very attractive, he loved dancing. And so we would always go to the club where we could dance. And he was really there for me.
Yeah.
And he even told me, because he would leave the country, he was an immigrant and he was illegal. So he had to go. He had overpassed his staying here and he would be in trouble if he stayed. He had no way to fix that. and
Yeah.
he had some family issues, so he had to leave. I remember how like upset I was that day when he left, but still I needed to stay here.
Yeah.
So I was also happy because I followed my own heart.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And he also chose love because he went to see his family and
Mm-hmm.
he had a lot of love about them.
Yeah.
So it was a really caring and loving person,
Mm-hmm.
but with a very masculine energy, which is
Yeah.
very rare.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. That he sounds like a guy that was, first of all, attentive and cared about your experience and about giving you a good time, and also
Yes.
planned everything, which is
Yes.
very important for the masculine to be first the one that initiates and chases, and then the one that actually plans and organizes everything. And we just sit there and
Yes.
enjoy our princess treatment.
No,
Yeah.
he knew I was hesitant and
Uh-huh.
that I was introvert. So he was helping me to like come. And then he would always tell me that when he's gone, he wants me to find someone like him.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. So he was like
He
kind
was
of
trying to be an
selfless.
example.
That's
Yes.
kind of an unconditional loving situation. He wanted you to be happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember his eyes now while I talk about it. Maybe
Yeah.
he was my twin flame. Don't you think?
Yeah, these days I think a lot of men are in their princess era too, and that's not gonna work because it's not a very masculine thing to expect everything
Yes.
from the woman, or not do your part at least. And I think, what do you think about the current situation in dating, where people don't really have relationships, but they have mostly situationships? And yeah.
I think it's a very easy way to avoid commitment, taking responsibility,
Yes.
routine, or even love
Yeah.
because of fear of abandonment, of
Yeah.
jealousy. In general, though, it's more than I feel like the deeper fear is not jealousy, but fear of loss. That we all go through, of course. But yeah, I think it's like taking a drug to numb your pain, but you know this is not your real potential.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, I see it from two different sides. One is what you're saying, that people don't want to invest and commit. It's a lot of energy. It takes a lot out of you to have a relationship. Um, and a lot of people have been hurt, and they don't want to go through that again. But also, I think people, sometimes are focused on themselves, and it's a different era, I feel, where we're all kind of focused on self realization and not finding someone to complete us or cover our like gaps and holes. I think in a healthy way, we try to be happy on our own without needing anything externally or from other people first, kind of like self realization, and then find the right person to match that vibration and our level. And yeah, I think there was an era where people were having those relationships, but we see a lot of people that are just settling to avoid like loneliness, or to avoid being alone,
Yes.
that-
I think, yes, this is a very positive way to see it. And of course, there is a lot of self growth that needs to happen in order to be with another. But at the same time, I believe we're all humans and all imperfect. You can never be the perfect Buddha human being that will date the other perfect human Buddha.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to see really dark side of the other person, as long as it doesn't like become abusive or offensive.
Yeah.
And being taken advantage of, or beaten up. As long as it doesn't
Yeah, it
go to
doesn't go
the
to those
edge
extremes.
where
Yeah,
it
yeah,
becomes harmful.
yeah.
uh, but I think that I love self growth, but sometimes I catch myself to aim so much for it, and that I use it as a fear of commitment. Now I'm talking about myself, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it becomes a neurosis almost.
Mm-hmm.
I want this object here, and don't move it.
Yeah.
It's not about the objects. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it comes from inside,
Yeah, yeah.
that I don't want anyone to ruin my world, and
Yeah.
I refuse to grow up or take responsibility, or to see the bad things of the bad side, the everyday life, the
Yeah.
struggle, the hunger.
Yeah.
The hunger,
The
especially
hunger.
when you don't have enough food in your fridge and you
Yeah.
have to share it with the other person.
Mm.
Things can get intense.
Wow. Yes, yes. And me, I think that because I've made all the possible mistakes that someone can make, I think, in a relationship, not necessarily because of me, but because of how things were and what happened, that now I think it would be very easy for me that to have a balanced. I kind of know how to avoid the issues or the conflict. Of course, life happens. It's not everything, and all the time is gonna be like roses.
Yes.
But but I can make someone very happy, I believe, because I've
Have you
learned.
tried it recently?
Yeah, recently, no, because I've been guided to kind of a different path. But I think the time that I've spent with people has been very smooth and harmonious. Of course, it was, it's different if you live with the other person.
If you live, I think this is where it gets.
Yeah. Yeah, triggering.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you live not in the mansion,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
$1 million account, but if you live
Yeah.
what we go through, I think
Yeah.
sometimes it's not even about fear of commitment or anything, but it's just like I struggle with my own life so much that I don't want anyone to see that. But yet, the moments I let someone see that side of me is the
Yeah.
moments I came closer to the person.
Yeah.
So,
And as you said before, people can grow together and evolve together and succeed together,
yes.
and support
course.
each other. Yeah, for me, for example, and I think that I always think about when I think of a relationship is what can I do to add in your happiness? Like you wake up with the other person and the person asks you, how can I make your day better today? That's
Yes.
kind of my ideal
Yes.
relationship. What can I do to add to,
Your life.
and then, to be with someone that cares, to ask you, how was your day, to add in your life
Yeah, yeah.
and be there for you. And also, of course, communication, very important.
Yes.
The sex life, I believe, is also very crucial
Yes.
to be healthy and balanced in the sense that satisfies people's deep
Yes.
needs.
And to maintain the attraction through the years is the
Yeah.
most challenging, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't want to become family with the other person.
Yes, or roommates.
This is, yeah, or roommates, exactly. Exactly.
Okay, let me ask you now
Yeah.
the reverse question. What was your worst date, if you have one, of course?
Yeah. I can think of a few, but one that comes to my mind in the United States, because something came to my mind from when I was like 16 or something.
Which one was
but
worse?
but I think the one here where the other person was constantly talking about themselves in a way, in a bragging way, in a very insecure way, without wanting to learn about you, something, yeah, very kind of megalomania that person had. And it was
Narcissist.
yeah, embarrassing and narcissistic. Um, and I wasn't even attracted to the person. Sometimes I think I'm kind of silly in the sense that I see men as human beings, and sometimes I might, go out with someone because I care for a friendship, or I don't see the person, romantically. But men, I think it never works like that for them, and they always take it as, a signal that you want to, you're interested. And I think especially at the beginning when I was in the US, I was doing that because I was by myself, alone. I wanted to meet people, to connect with people. But then after being hurt many times from people that I wanted to keep as friends, but their ego was hurt and then they didn't want a friendship either. I think I've talked about that before. I think it's not very smart, because you can be a valuable friend to someone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
did you have any
and bad dates? Oh, yes. Of course. I mean, I had people like saying they forgot their wallet or their credit card.
Really?
Or sleeping on the couches.
Okay.
Or ordering a plate only for themselves, which is, you're not there for the food, but I mean, it's rude. I would never do this to anyone. Of course, most of the times I took off before you even knew.
I'm glad.
And I always got back on the person, though. I never
you didn't
let
keep
them
it
unpunished.
Learn.
I will find my way. I have this incredible talent. I am good until you treat me bad.
Yeah.
You don't want to know the continuation.
Well, they made their own bed, then they have to sleep in it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So there are consequences of our actions, and people need to have accountability in what they do. So it's gonna, even if it doesn't come back to them from you, it will from somewhere else or someone else. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. Karma, like Taylor said, is my boyfriend.
Yeah. Law of cause and effect as well. Yeah. So Mantha, I wanted to talk about a phenomenon that I see it's getting bigger. I don't know, more popular, I would say, about sugar daddies and sugar mamas.
Well, I need a sugar daddy urgently. I don't know about the phenomenon, but I keep dating all these poor guys. I don't know why I do this to myself. And I'm judging the sugar daddies and the sugar mamas, but, well, you know what? A woman's role is not to pay for a man. This is like, I'm really disappointed from women that do this, because
me too.
You lose your whole title. Yes. And I'm not saying to be with the man for the money, but you cannot take care of a man and then he doesn't go to work, or he is gonna cheat on you with someone while you go to work.
Yeah.
Why don't you understand that?
Yeah.
I mean, this is completely wrong, but I feel like women also, of course, need to be independent and have their own careers and financial freedom.
Yeah.
But also we need some sugar. because it's protection. Just, you know what I mean? I need to know that you have my back when I'm not able to, when I have my period. No.
Yeah.
Something.
No, I agree. I think this is happening because women have been overgiving and not taking anything back. They've been depleting themselves, being there for men, being more reliable, being present, and always been nurturing and giving. And then they don't get back, they don't
Yes.
receive back what, because men are not in their masculine energy of being a protector and provider, as we talked before. So at least, they're thinking like, if I'm not gonna get anything or be drained and, nobody cares about my needs, at least I'm with someone who covers, is like a provider. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It's not that I endorse that, you know what I mean? Um, I believe in true love,
Yes,
but I
of course.
see why it's happening more and more because women have been so out of their feminine energy, and because those men that are more feminine force women to be in their masculine, and then women are
And they become
exhausted.
monsters
Yeah,
because it's hard. It's not
yeah.
natural.
Yeah, and now it starts going back to that again, to the more natural way of things, and the
Well,
sugar daddies
it's
benefit
half and
from that.
half. And
Yeah, we're trying.
I don't know. My father taught me that a man needs to be able to protect a woman.
Yeah,
So although I always did my own thing and went against his advices,
yeah,
I figured that he was so right.
yeah,
He always his words come in my head when he was like, when you would tell him about a guy you met, he's like, okay, what is he doing for a living? That
yeah,
was his
yeah.
question.
Yeah, that's
He
what
wouldn't
I'm
ask more.
saying. The more traditional, yeah, we kind of lost that, and it was to our detriment, both of women and men, because a man also doesn't feel good about themselves, the men that don't, they don't provide. If a guy is a true masculine, he takes pleasure and joy
Yes,
by providing
of
and
course.
protecting a woman.
Yes,
It's his natural tendency.
yes,
So also a guy that is not stable or, financially independent is very insecure, and that's why also a lot of men don't want to commit because they don't feel good about themselves.
yes.
They cannot take care of women as well as they want. That's why both men and women
Or
need to
maybe
stay.
that's an excuse for being a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
jerk.
Many times, yeah, they've been, I think, kind of comfortable and lazy because women are more independent. But we both need to step into our power and actual
Yes,
natural roles and
yes.
remember who we truly are.
We have to
And
stop wearing pants and start wearing skirts again and
yes,
dresses because
yes,
it's like
yes,
we're being
yes.
confused lately.
Yeah, and I'm guilty of that as well
Me too.
because
We do
because
it to
I
ourselves.
had a lot of ego back in the day, thinking of, oh, I don't need a guy to pay for me or like, no, I do. I've been working a lot on my femininity, and my personal journey showed me how I wasn't showing up as a true, feminine woman. So I've worked on that, and
Yes.
it's good to realize those things. Um, did you want to talk about dating apps?
Well, I need to get one to talk about
Yeah.
it. I don't have a lot of experience because I
Mm-hmm.
never had one, like we said before, but it's always in my mind lately to cast myself for a date. Like, okay, my name is Mont. I'm
Yeah.
5'6". I am from Greece. I do this and this and that. I'm not gonna say. And I will
Yeah.
hide some years
Yeah.
and put some filter on my photos. And then I'm ready to date all these. Today, my voice therapy class it
So
really
good.
got out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to get back to have some boundaries on my speech.
Because your throat chakra open.
Anyway, I think that from all these apps, I've heard a lot lately about the ones that you get paid to go on a date. I don't know about that, but what is the difference between this and and more stuff that can happen after and be paid for?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a little bit hesitant about the apps, to be honest.
You mean the dating apps or those that are kind of like an arrangement?
Yes,
Yeah.
the arrangement ones.
Yeah.
The other ones I would love to try one day. I haven't opened my mind yet that much. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm more like I have more blockages on that, or I believe that real love happens by accident. You meet that person. I don't want someone to tell me, okay, you will date this person because it's this age and lives in this area and has cats or dogs. If you have dogs or cats or snakes, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have snakes
Yeah.
and fishes. No, I'm
You
kidding.
mean that someone that is good on paper doesn't mean that they're actually good or right for you, right?
I mean, I dated a lot of people who were on dating apps, and I'm like, I will never be on a dating app. It's just because they have the next option so easy. Like I feel like they use you as,
Yeah.
like a casting director is casting actors, and I don't like to put myself on that position.
Yeah.
But of course, there are exceptions to the rule, and there are amazing people that are there, like yourself.
Yeah.
You were before, I think. You were using it. And I have a lot of friends at work that I really love who they are, and they do date through the app, and they get married through the app. And
Yeah, it's definitely how you use it, and what's your
Yes.
personal intention behind
and
it.
how it works for anyone.
Regardless. So what you put out there, you're gonna attract. But definitely, there's a lot of stuff that a lot of people are gonna get interested, and a lot of them are definitely not worthy of your time or energy.
Yes.
Yeah, it can be an experiment. I did it after peer pressure, my friend telling me I should, blah blah blah. And I had very good experiences. I can say exactly what I needed the time that I had them, and when I didn't need that anymore, I no longer have it. But definitely,
Yes.
the good thing about them is that it gives you access to a large amount of people that you wouldn't have access before.
Unless you went out every day to 10 different
Exactly.
bars.
It's the way technology works, right? It
An
gives us
economy.
access to the entire world, basically. But yeah, you can get lost. You can waste your time. Definitely a lot of scams and a lot of
Yes.
sketchy
I've heard
stuff.
there are a lot of them you pay per month to be.
Yeah, you pay.
You need a letter of recommendation. I heard about this too.
Oh yeah. Raya. I think you're talking about
Are
Raya.
you getting a green card or,
Yeah,
or a
yeah.
boyfriend?
Yeah. There are some fancy ones that you need to be cool enough to get in because they're like celebrities there. So yeah, it's a little bit, that can be a little embarrassing.
No, I wouldn't pay to meet people, to be
Yeah.
honest. That would make me feel bad about myself. And again, there are people who don't think like I do, and it works for them. But I am into more natural way of meeting
Yeah,
people, no
yeah,
matter
definitely
how
that
hard
is
it can get. I feel
ideal.
like the more truthful or the more raw the material,
Yeah.
the best the experience. And you might fail and you might have bad dates, but you always learn and grow, and you
Yeah.
learn about yourself.
Yeah, the more organic, of course, is better. Um, I wanted to talk about something that some people might have heard and others might not. What we call attachment styles in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you are familiar with that yourself, and me. It's funny how I I got familiar not too long ago, although it's pretty popular. But anyways, there are three attachment styles.
Okay, tell me about
Yeah,
them.
the anxious attachment style, which supposedly how your parents or whoever your caretakers brought you up, if they
Mm-hmm.
were giving you love or what you needed kind of inconsistently,
Mm-hmm.
one time they were giving you, the other time they
Mm-hmm.
were not, then you develop anxious attachment,
Mm-hmm.
which means you always try to please your parents, to neglect your needs and try to, please the others
Mm-hmm.
and be what they want you to be. So they give you the love.
So they will not abandon you.
Exactly. That's anxious attachment. Then there's avoidant attachment style where people were not given almost at all what they needed. And then they became very independent, so when they come close to another person, it always feels like they're gonna be hurt. So
Mm-hmm.
they run away. They avoid coming close, or they avoid the situation
Mm-hmm.
because it feels like they're gonna get hurt. And then there's a secure attachment where the child was given exactly what they needed in a consistent basis. And then they're independent by themselves. They feel good, but also are good with the other person, and this is what they call codependency, interdependency,
Mm-hmm.
instead of codependency.
Mm-hmm.
So you're both, are good to be together and are also having your own life.
So this is the good one.
This is a good one. This is the ideal, that when we heal whatever attachment style, most of us have one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
I personally had anxious attachment style, which I think healed to a certain degree, I think. But there's always, things can get triggered. It's
Yeah.
not easy to completely get rid of it. So that also is, when you're expecting someone to text you and you're thinking negatively about, oh, why are they not texting me? Something is wrong with me,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not thinking, okay, maybe they're busy, or it's not that something is wrong about me. So those are kind of some tendencies of the anxious attachment. Do you think you have any?
I have all of them,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, the anxious for sure, the avoidant for sure, and the dependent for sure.
Yeah.
Because I can get really anxious and really avoidant when the person doesn't give me back the right energy. But if I am next to the right person,
Yeah.
I can be like my own diva and love the person and be with them. It depends on what
The other person.
Yes,
You're right.
it's
That
an
has happened to
exchange, I
me
think.
too. Like people that make me feel very secure and safe, and I didn't have any, anxiety. It's also what the person gives you and brings you. But
Yes.
definitely, the person can also bring you up those styles to see if you have them deeply hidden inside, so you can heal them.
Yeah.
So that has also happened to me.
On my own case, I wouldn't blame it on my parents. After a lot of time in therapy, I realized that I was so attached since I was a baby. I didn't want my mother to go away. I would cry, and the whole building would hear me crying. And then when my father was gone, I would spend hours in the balcony calling his name to come back. So I think I was born that way. Of course, parents make their mistakes and the good and bad things, but I also have my own identity I was born with.
Yeah,
And it's like, if you sit next to me, I will love you and be attached to you in seconds. And I will make you a goddess. And I
Yeah.
need that to be with you. if I
Yeah.
don't fall in love and attached.
Yeah.
But if you give me back the same, I'm not gonna bother you. I'm gonna be your forever friend and always there
Yeah.
for you. If you start using me or trying to hurt me, or if I see like something is wrong, then yes, all my attachment styles kick in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you how is the continuation again. Yes, I have to learn how to be with the right people. Like, yes,
Yeah.
because I'm all extra sensitive and I get very easily attached. I love
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
wall. Like, if I sit
Yeah.
here with no people and
Yeah.
there is only walls around me, this wall
Yeah.
will take an
Yeah.
identity of a person.
Mm-hmm.
I remember in acting class we had to touch the carpet and remember the carpet of the house we were born. And this carpet like meant the world to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't throw even old stuff. You see, you come sometimes and you try to
Yeah.
throw stuff from my fridge.
Yeah.
I get attached to
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
and
me
anyone.
too. I do get attached, and also being loyal as a person is part of the attachment.
Yeah.
Because I'm also very loyal as a person, and then yeah, I sometimes see that with even jobs that maybe I'm meant to leave, but I
You
stay
stay because
because
of loyalty.
yeah, because I prefer like I like the people, or I'm used to. I don't know. Sometimes it's definitely hard. And yeah, when I lose something that I like an object or something, I'm
Gets on your
upset.
yes.
Yeah, it gets in the way.
I
Yeah.
will start looking for this object for hours until I realize, okay, there's someone I miss. There's a person behind
Yeah,
that
behind
object.
that object. Interesting. Yeah.
It's never about the objects. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, where did this person go? He didn't text me today. The anxious avoidant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, I will wear my best outfit, go out, and live my best life.
Yeah.
The independent attachment.
Yeah.
And I'll tell the person FUCKOF.
You're lost. Yeah.
My contact
and
lens, sorry. So there's
Yeah.
something wrong with my contact.
contacts, and yeah, it's also the lights are intense. My eyes feel kind of watery as well. Um, yeah. What else did you want to discuss? For example, your ideal partner or relationship. Do we talk about that?
I think there is no ideal partner or relationship. I think there is true love or compromise. And as we said, and as you said, true love sometimes is very hard to cope with, because if you haven't faced, or if each one of the couple haven't faced their own personal issues, and if there is also financial instability, if there is no family to support, if there is different culture, it's hard to survive. But it's never ideal. It always has an ideal side, that is the honeymoon stage, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And then there is the real side of the person that always exists. There is something dark about each one of us. No one was born a god.
Yeah,
Of
and
course,
this
there are
is
more and less.
natural, and we need to integrate our darkness and love our shadow as well.
Yes. And I think for me, the ideal partner is the one that loves me for exactly who I am, that I can
Yeah.
tell them everything. Like, even if I fall in love with someone else, I have to let them know, and they can help me overcome it, because that's what life, not if I cheated or if I slept with another person, but and is my best friend and also my best sexual partner.
Yeah.
And that he loves me for my darkest side, and I do the same for him, of course.
Yeah, that's what you said about letting you be who you truly are is, I think, one of the most important things, because I I've been in a situation, relationship that the person was trying constantly to change me, and I couldn't be myself, and I couldn't be who I am, and I changed like everything about myself that made me who I am, and then completely lost myself. And that's a terrible position to be in. So it's very important to, yeah, accept the person for who they are. Of course, always inspire and help them, grow and become better, but not trying to change them or impose
Mm-hmm.
or control them or manipulate them. Yeah, and that can happen when you're younger and the person is a little older,
Yeah.
or it's very common thing, and it never works.
Yeah, I agree. Especially in cases like ours.
Yes, it never works
So,
because
what
we
is
are
your ideal?
untamed.
Yeah. The outfit reveals it.
Yeah, we dress up almost
But you
similarly.
know what? Only love can tame you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true love.
Yeah.
But I think true love let you be untamed. It's
In a
let you.
taming
It's the
way.
true freedom. It's the true freedom, because people
Yes.
feel that love, they might lose themselves or lose their freedom, but true love is the actual freedom, I believe,
Yes,
and
for
it's where
sure.
you are truly free and yourself and happy and fulfilled.
That being said, it requires some discipline, which
Mm-hmm.
is where
Yes.
freedom comes from. Because if
Yeah.
it's just true freedom, it can also be
Yes.
true
Yes.
disaster.
Yeah. Yeah. True freedom in the profound way of
Yes.
being your true self, being, um, honest, being there for one another, and like just constantly uplift the other person next to you, and you know lift them up to heaven.
How about downlift them?
About what?
Downlift the person.
Downlift. Yeah, that's
Sometimes
very.
you need to do this too. Like, if you only uplift me, I'm just gonna fly and forget
Yeah.
about it. At some point, I'm gonna
I like
like
that.
take the
Yeah,
plane to
they need to
Hawaii.
ground us because we need both.
Yes,
But you know what I mean.
yes,
Just
I'm teasing you.
yeah, just help you be your best version. I think naturally your true person brings that out of you, makes you want to be your best
Yes,
version. I think that just happens organically, or it's an indication if somebody does that, that they are your
yes.
person.
To be honest, I don't like just freedom. I like to be controlled a little bit
Mm-hmm.
because I'm one of those people that if you let me be completely free, I like freedom so much that I am going to abuse it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to take you seriously. I need a
Yeah.
little bit
A
of,
little bit structure, a little bit
yes,
some.
I need this masculine energy in my
Yeah.
life. And I am grateful because my father always gave it to me in the right amount.
Amount.
Like he would
Yeah.
leave
Yeah.
me so
Because
free until he was like,
yeah.
he would say one word and then
Yeah.
that
Yes, that
word.
word. Yeah, because you don't like someone that is too nice in the in a pleasing way that you step on them. You know what I mean? That's not the true masculine energy.
Yes.
So they need to have the strength and the decisiveness, the that masculinity to also, when we need some taming.
Or
We
it
can do
means
that.
they don't want to be control, they want to live their life
Mm-hmm.
actually, and they let you be free so you won't bother them as well. But yeah, there are only, I think, a few people, a few men that are strong enough to love a woman without being afraid of losing their masculine energy or
Mm-hmm.
control, or the woman
Mm-hmm.
in if she grows enough and will be her true potential will find someone else, let's say.
Yeah.
There are a lot of men who think that, and a lot of women, of course, but the women are more vulnerable and easier to be manipulated and give more than they will take, I think.
Yeah.
I just think, yes, I met men who can do that, but they have to be really high quality and they have really worked on their stuff without losing that
Yeah.
manly energy.
Yeah. I think the man has to understand, their role, and that the woman is more spiritually inclined, is the one that is going to bring them home back to their self, back to their soul. And the man is in the relationship the one that is more grounded to this reality and takes care more of the earthly stuff, and the woman, it goes a little bit deeper with her intuition, with her femininity. It has some wisdom that comes from other planes of existence, and the guy needs also to trust when it's time to listen to his woman and when it's time to listen to
his mom.
To his mom.
I think that's one mistake women do when they are in when they start to care about a man, they start become the mother and lose the sexuality.
Yeah.
And then this is where the trap is. This when you sense you start doing that, you need to get out really fast.
Exactly, because then they're gonna leave you for a woman that does not do those things
and keep you as the mom, but sleep with someone else.
Absolutely. That's, I think, a big mistake that many women make. They're like, if I'm the best wife, I do everything for them, their laundry, they cook for them, do everything, they're gonna stay with me forever. They probably will, but cheating on you with a bunch of other
Well, we figured them out.
I think it's easy to figure men out. They're not
what
as
about
complex
they figured us out?
Oh, women are unfigurable. If that's even a
or
word,
very
which
figurable.
is not. No, women are more mysterious and more magical and not as easy to figure out. But if you love us and you give us what we deserve.
I think men are also mysterious and magical. I'm like...
They are, of course.
I honestly, again, I'm going to talk about my father because it was Father's Day and...
Yes.
I miss him. He was very mysterious and he still is. Although he can't see very well. He's the most mysterious and magical man I met in my life.
Yeah.
So I think we are both magical and mysterious.
I'm saying it in the sense that women are associated with being the moon, being more dark, more of that energy, and men being more simple, not in a simplistic way. They're more like the sun energy, and they're not as mysterious, but definitely we're all magical.
And when the moon and the sun
come together,
meet, what happens?
More magic. Yes.
So anything else? Any other good or bad dates we had? Anything that comes up in your mind that it's funny or interesting to share?
No, I don't think so. They're not really. I was never really into dating too much. It didn't happen for me that way. I was always either in a relationship or on my own.
In a situationship.
Or in a situation. No, I tried to avoid this. Yeah, I don't like that term at all, actually.
But in the dating app, there was not something funny or mysterious or magical or something that other people from another countries cannot have experienced.
No, not really. The one that I shared was from a dating app, the best
Okay.
one.
The
But
hot springs one,
the
right?
hot springs one, yeah. But I think we're running out of time anyways.
And out of faith. No, I'm
Not a
kidding. No, faith
um,
is what
faith
keeps
we're
us alive, right?
never running out of. So thanks everybody for watching. Thank you, Mantha, for your
Thank you, Anita.
insight. And see you at the next
I can't
episode.
wait.
And keep dating.
Yes.